Radio with S.
Welcome to Heal with Us, where we aim to inspire, strengthen, and empower. Now let's begin to heal. Hey y'all, I'm Toya, and I'll be investigating the business of everyday people like you and I.
Blessings. It's Dr. Nikkisha Bell-Griffin, and I will be checking in on your heart.
Hello, and I'm Tam from the Nerd's Corner. I'll be giving you fun facts that you didn't know you needed because I'm just nerdy like that.
Now that you met us, let's get in your business.
All
right, so on today's episode, I wanted to talk about procrastination. So, what does procrastination look like for you individually? Like, what do you think of when you think of procrastination?
Girl, I'll get that later. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
I'm a big procrastinator.
Because
I'm not a pro at it, but
yeah,
I'm a big procrastinator. You just give me a second.
Yeah.
the dad jokes coming from the
mom. For me, it's okay. I'm gonna do this again. Oh, I gotta do this again. I'm gonna do it again. So yeah, that would be procrastination.
So, what does it sound like in your head?
You have time. Don't worry. You got this. Girl, you know you can put that stuff out. What you worried about? Just in that monotone, chill. Yeah.
I want that. I want that because mine was like, help! What are you waiting for? Stop fixing it. It's fine.
Yeah. Mine is like, okay, so first you got to do this, then you got to do that, then you got to do this. You know what? We don't have time to do none of that. So forget it. What does it make you feel like?
Anxious.
It makes me feel like I hate to use the L word. I'm not.
No, you're not.
Lazy, but it's a byproduct of my attention deficit stuff. So, yeah. I hate using the L word.
Yeah, and don't.
Yeah. And the same, it makes me feel like the other L word I shouldn't say either. Like a loser.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't be
I know.
So,
but yeah. And I've been hearing a lot of neurodivergent stuff popping up. I don't know how they know. They be listening to your brain activity or something. But like listening to other people talk about how their procrastination is makes me like, yes, like I know that I need to just, wash the clothes. But in my brain, it's just not that simple. It is, okay, we got to sort them. Okay, now we got to get the right washing powder for this kid and the right one for that kid. And when we finish washing them, then we got to fold them and we got to put them away. So I'm thinking about all these steps before I even get to the task.
And that's so funny because my procrastination thought is, okay, we're talking about clothes. Girl, you got more. That's why you buy an abundant amount of socks. Because if it gets to that point that you need to wash, girl, you got more socks. It's not that important. That's my procrastination talk. So that's interesting.
That is very interesting. I can't use laundry as an example because I'm like, it needs to be done. I like order.
So you don't procrastinate on that.
Clothes washed and cleaned. But for other things, I'm just saying that example. I don't know. I can't.
You don't procrastinate in that area.
I have a schedule and it's getting done on my laundry day. But for work things. I think things that I feel pressure, like I know it's a definitive deadline.
Yeah.
That's when the anxiety is like, oh my God, because I'm like you. Okay, first I got to think of what I'm going to write or say or do, and then I have to like actually create something. And what if it turns out horrible? Or I don't know. It's like I psych myself out before I even give myself a chance to create and just enjoy. And I'm trying not to do that anymore because it just sucks the, life out of everything.
Yeah.
So
and that's funny because although I'm a list person, if I'm given like a deadline at work or whatever, I do a better job with it when I procrastinate and do it at the last minute than sitting down writing the task. First, you got to do this, and then you got to create the steps. Yeah, it doesn't come out well every single time.
I think I'm the same way, but it's because if you only have this amount of time, then you don't have time to think about. Well, now I got to put it in this order. You have to just do it at that point. So I am like that too. Like last minute, I'm like, so why couldn't I get this done a week ago if I just did it in like 20 minutes? Like, what's the problem? But
So that's interesting. It's funny how we all have different views of procrastination.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have selective procrastination? Well, you definitely do. Miss Laundry getting done on in a timely manner. What's your main, I guess, procrastination area?
For me, work. Just work. And second would be, I would say, household things. Certain parts of the household things.
And it's funny because your procrastination in your house is probably not everybody else's. You probably just like, but I didn't get to use my toothbrush. Scrub the baseboard.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm not my floor, scrub the walls, everything. Yes.
She did not get to steam the refrigerator today. Yeah, it's spotless when you open it. Yeah. Like sorry. Yeah.
In the most loving way.
In the most loving way.
You inspire me.
I know, right? I'm gonna just hire her. Come on, I pay you. Yeah, I think for me, and I think I shared this with y'all before, that I was doing a little research on procrastination and all that, and perfectionism is a form of procrastination, which I never knew that.
Yeah.
I have more of the perfectionism part. That's why I will get stuff done, but my process of getting stuff done is so stressful because I'm like, oh my God, that's not right. This is like, this need to be changed. That, and like you said, this before I even start, it's like I'm thinking of all the things that I need to do, and because I'm overthinking, I'm not allowing the creativity to flow. I'm not allowing myself to just, it's going to be what it's going to be. At the end of the day, it's going to be what it's going to be. Like, all you can do is your best. So that, perfectionism definitely slows my process down. It doesn't stop me. I mean, I might put it off for like a day or so or whatever, depending on what it is, but it definitely interferes with the process of just enjoying whatever it is I have to do.
And mine is, I feel like my procrastination is just across the board, but if it's something immediate, then I don't feel it. But if it's something that, okay, in 2 weeks, you got to have A, B, and C done, it's going to be the day before, 2 hours before, I'm going to still be crunching trying to get it completed. So, and not everything works out like that. You don't always get it all completed, but for the most part, it has worked for me.
Yeah.
And I always got the, if you just apply yourself when I was in school, it was like, you can't give me a whole book to read over a 3-month period. And then you want little reports along the way. No, just let me read the whole book and give you the whole report all at once. I couldn't. That was like, oh my goodness. So much anxiety for me when they spread it out over a long period of time.
Breaking it down into little tasks wasn't helpful.
No.
Things they suggest.
Like, I guess they knew kids learned a different way. Is that why they do that way?
Do as far as what?
Breaking it down
instead of
letting you just read the whole book.
So it's not overwhelming, because even in like when I was getting my master's, and you might be able to relate to this, and my doctorate, the assignments were broken into chunks. Like you literally might have, my dissertation was literally one course was doing this part of your dissertation, the next course was doing that. So it was like steps. So that instead of all of it being due at one time, you were getting. Yeah,
I never ever did good with that stuff. Like in my brain, I'm already doing, like when I'm doing the, what do you call that, Univrator?
The rough draft?
Yeah, what is that? The outline.
The outline, okay.
ABC.
Oh, yeah. That.
So when I'm doing the outline, I'm already writing the paper. Like,
Okay.
you can't just tell me to put topics. Because now on this topic, I already have a whole thing for it. So I'm writing it, but then I'm also writing the whole paragraph with it that goes with it. Like, I could never separate it out like that. The paragraph is here, and I'm taking the paragraph and giving it a title, if that makes sense.
Right.
It's backwards in my head. Like, I wasn't brainstorming a thought. I already had the whole paragraph.
Which I think is everybody learns different.
Yeah.
It's different, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I wrote it. Why do you need the outline?
Right. You were doing because now they have it something where they let kids do what they call a brain dump, which is what you were doing.
Yes.
You just whatever's in
yeah.
your brain, whatever.
And it would be like, this goes with this goes with that. And I literally would be writing it where I thought it went. You know, these big gaps and spaces, the paper would probably drive you crazy. But yeah.
So that's fine. You figured out what worked for you. So.
Yeah. But that anxiety with them books and book reports.
She's having a trip. Yeah. She's being triggered right now.
We had the same teacher one year, Miss Kurtz. And then she got married and her name changed.
The one that
she was the first one that was like, this is the due date, but whenever you get it done. She was like, some of y'all gonna finish earlier, some of y'all might finish a little bit later, but I can tell if you are on the journey to, finish them. She was the first one that let us go at our own pace, kind of.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. But she would change her grade from B to an A.
Oh yeah, she would real quick. I'm like, why I get this again?
I'm like, no, I want the feedback. I don't want the A. I just want the feedback, so I'll do better next time.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That's all I have today on procrastination. I couldn't think of anything else to write.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. So, hello, y'all. Blessings again. We'll continue the conversation with the procrastination. And I was looking, like I said, I've been kind of doing a lot of reading on the topic of just perfectionism, which is the other side of, or underneath the umbrella of procrastination. And I came across something that was very interesting, but for me and my perfectionistic heart made a lot of sense, because it said one of the suggestions was breaking down things in small tasks, which you said that doesn't really work for you. That for me is fine, but the top thing they said to do was to lower your expectations. And for me, it doesn't mean have poor expectations. Lowering your expectations is not equivalent to having sappy or just you know what I'm trying to say.
No expectations,
exactly.
right? It's not that.
Thank you. I was trying to have a nice way to put it. So for me, that's one of my anxiety provoking things. Is my expectations for myself are so high that I'm paralyzed thinking about starting something, because it's oh my God, if it doesn't turn out the way it needs to, or whatever, or I do horrible, I'm going to feel so bad, or it's just going to represent that I'm not my work. I'm not separating my work from myself. I'm putting it all on me, and I'm not good enough because something didn't turn out well, which I know it's not true. So, but when your mind, how your mind can be very irrational sometimes, you got to talk yourself off that roof. So but I was that's very interesting. Do y'all feel with you dealing with procrastination or whatever, it has something to do with expectations, whether it's your own or someone else's?
I think perfectionism might be the root of my issue, because I want it to be perfect. Right. I want it to be just I want that laundry to be in the correct order that makes sense in a way that I'm not waiting for towels to dry because they take longer, versus if I would have just washed the unmentionables first.
Oh my gosh.
So I think
the expectations.
Yes.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
So it's up there instead of just, girl, wash these clothes and fold them and get them put away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, for me, no, because I have OCD, so I don't look at it in that way. It's just literally, girl, it's not that if you do, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to it. So I don't think it's the perfectionism for me, because the the folds are going to be right. They're all going to line up. If one is leaning, it means it wasn't folded tight enough. So, yeah.
So I guess because you're saying like OCD, you would think that would cause you to be like not procrastinating.
Okay.
Like I gotta get this done because oh my god, if one thing is out of place, I'm gonna smack somebody. But it doesn't.
But I look at procrastination as time,
Yeah,
not order.
Yeah. And that's funny because it's
and
different.
Yeah, because I was about to say for me, it's like a little bit of both. Because it's like, yeah, we might have deadlines, but I'm just thinking about things like in your home. If I don't do these dishes in a timely manner, my kitchen's gonna be a hot mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, and I don't like it looking that way. I mean, I'm relaxed a little bit now, y'all. When you get older, you like
Let's ask
whatever.
for kids.
Get them kids. I know they're washing this stuff. I don't know what it's like. But I think, for me, it just depends really. But I can wait a little bit, but not too long because then I'm gonna be cringy and I'm gonna be like, okay, this is just I'm itching now. You know what I'm saying? So time is definitely a factor for me, but also like you said, just kind of like that having things a certain way, that order that
it would be the way that it's done,
okay,
finished,
okay,
completed.
Right.
For me, it's the completion,
right, okay,
It's not about the time.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same way. No, we're not laying nobody's head down on the
right,
bed at
right,
night
right.
if their kitchen is not clean.
Right.
But it has to be a certain way.
Yeah.
I don't care what time you do it.
Right, right.
But
And that is interesting because it's like when it comes to things of my household, I wanted to look a certain way, but I'm more so just like it needs to be done. It needs to look nice. Okay, that the end result needs to be a nice, clean house or whatever it might be. Whereas with work is like or anything pertaining to just creating or putting something out there in the universe. Okay, no, it has to be perfect. Like it is not. It's like not only do I got to meet this deadline, but it needs to be perfectly done, and that's unrealistic because nothing. What is that? What does that mean? Okay,
Yeah, I feel the time pressure more than any other stuff. Like in my brain, if it's supposed to, I think it should take 20 minutes to complete. Then that's how long it should take. And if I can't get it done in 20 minutes, then that means I can't do it right now. I don't have time to do it right now.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure on
Yes.
oneself. A lot of pressure.
Instead of just do it. Don't worry about how much time it's gonna take.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I show you my list, they have time, like how much time I'm allowed to do things.
Oh wow. Okay.
And maybe I should remove the time.
Yes.
It's time restraint.
Yeah. Yeah. That will be lowering your expectations.
Yeah.
Like either give yourself way more time or just remove it. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me,
because then if you don't meet it, it's like you're disappointed.
Right.
So now,
exactly, you just like
forget
it. Or either make your time more. So you take that one thing and say, okay, I'm going to give myself a day.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's definitely about knowing yourself. Yeah. And I think, just now that I'm being more self-aware and we're being more self-aware, I think for me, lowering expectations are going to be about enjoying myself, enjoying the process and doing my best, but being okay with it not being perfect, which is like, oh my gosh. But yeah, because at the end of the day, some stuff is just out of your control and everything is not going to turn out the way you want, but trusting myself enough and trusting God enough that whatever I need to put out is going to be put out there. You know what I mean? Like, and he'll just lead me and whatever falls to the wayside is for a reason, So that's the attitude I'm trying to embrace now, because I'm just too hard on myself. Yeah.
And when I think about that, and when you say perfectionism and the time, it's like I'm so OCD. My husband will do certain things that irritate me because he knows. And now I before I'd be like, why you keep that? But now I just like the pantry.
Yeah.
If I go in there and a can is turned, I'll just turn it and girl, just turn it right. Like if it's leaning, girl, just put it on the top of the one underneath and just turn it right. Like so.
So you have just learned to compensate for.
I need to have a conversation with him.
I know, right?
It's not nice.
I know, it's not. He's being naughty.
Shake the towels up.
Yeah.
And it's like,
He's one very naughty.
He's testing your gangster. Like, let me see how real it is.
Wow. But I like that you're not making, I mean, I'm sure it irritates you in a way, but I like that you're just kind of like, you know what, pick and choose your battles. Like, am I going to really go
it
crazy?
took me a long time to get
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can imagine.
What things are you saying as you're fixing those kids?
Oh, I know, right?
In your
I can
brain.
imagine the
No,
comments.
because I've come to that point that, he's doing it to be facetious, but also a silent message to tell me that Tamara is not that serious.
It's not that serious. That's good. That's good. Yeah.
But in my mind,
You've come a long way.
I don't see improvement in any other aspect of life. But that area for me, I have. Because, before I'd be like, how can you not say this is not important? The can is not right.
What was that movie? Sleeping with the Enemy?
Yeah.
Let me check on him, actually. I ain't talked to him in a while. Have you?
I know, right? Is he still?
So, I can say I have seen growth in it because
that's good. That's good.
drive me.
That would stress you. That would have you pulling out the bleach and the one can.
But now I will say, like, if it's still like a object, like his shoe, now that I'll say, like, dude, pick your shoes, like, take your shoes and where they go. But
different objects have different levels of
animosity and aggravation.
Because the can is not as dirty as shoe.
Okay. But I can relate to that because I have certain triggers that bring me back to my childhood. Of just the disorderliness and like if my house gets to and it can be stuff that's just not a big deal to anybody else but me. But if it's like for me, it's almost the resentment of feeling like as a child I had to do a lot more than what I should have been doing. And when I feel like I'm not being supported or helped, and people, they may not even realize. I'm like, do you realize I'm the only one cleaning out the microwave? Or do you realize, and it's like, but they're not doing it intentionally. Like nobody's like trying to like put everything on me. I just feel that way because of.
I have to introduce you to my microwave buddy.
Oh,
yeah,
please do, because I'm sick of that thing. I'm ready to throw it in the trash.
It's a little like cylinder, and it's a little lady, and she has her eyes are kind of slanted, and then she got like two little slants in like her little hairdo.
Okay.
But what you do is you put I put like hot water and a little bit of vinegar.
Okay.
And you set it on, depending on how dirty your microwave is. I would start out with like a minute, and when it heats up, the steam comes out of her eyes and her hair.
Oh, it's so cute.
And then all you have to do is just wipe it.
Oh, wow. Okay, I would like that. Yes. All the viewers, we all need to know where to find this lady.
For the broke best friends, you probably can use like a container or something and create that on your own, maybe.
Did you say the broke best
friends? Yeah, the broke best friends.
And you can use a bowl.
Yeah.
A bowl of water and like some vinegar or the Dawn power wash spray stuff. Put it in there, or even some regular dish soap.
Right.
Put it in the bowl, let it steam up. And the steam will slowly break up.
Oh, that makes sense.
Wipe
it. Yeah.
Scrub.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. I want the lady though.
But even though she wasn't expensive. She was on Walmart for like $7.
Okay, yeah. I was like, she sounds fun. She sounds like she'll make me want to use her regularly.
It would make the,
for the girls or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that.
You gotta.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Thank you for that. I'm gonna get the lady.
I want my husband to do something. I'll put a cowboy something on it.
Oh, okay.
Or a golf club.
Okay. I'm gonna try that trick. Motivation.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's mind trickery.
Oh, mind trickery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Motivation.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. Well, I think that's all I wanted to reflect on.
Okay.
And I think for you, for all of us, I don't ever want to like end with no resolution. Me. I mean, not to say your problem will be solved in a day, but just thinking about what you're talking about, Toya. What do you think you can do?
So step one is I'm taking the time. I'm just taking that. I'm removing that Maybe I'll just
Okay.
put how long it took me instead of
Oh, that's good.
saying how long I'm allowed.
Right. Okay. I
Yeah.
like that. I like
Yeah.
that. And then I feel like you should reward yourself. You should
Mhm.
celebrate yourself for doing whatever it is that you have set out to do, and and not stressing yourself.
Yeah.
And, being your greatest cheerleader.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Gonna work on it.
All right. Okay. We're gonna check back in.
Bye,
And you,
bye, sis, bye.
and you seem quite content. I mean, you just like whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
girl, this is gonna get done.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Do you
Even though
feel?
it's bad, I shouldn't do that. Like, especially when it comes to work stuff. And then I get mad at myself because I sat and waited. And
Right.
like, oh, you the one that waited.
Yeah.
Like, what are you getting mad at you for?
Right. Yeah.
But I know
What you
that
get mad at you for?
like I know I need to
Yeah.
kind of do better, and I have no excuse because I have a planner and
Right.
it's all written. And every day before I completely shut down, I write down the next day's task and what I gotta get done.
Yeah.
So there is no excuse.
Yeah.
But I also think that if it's something that I am lost of interest with,
Mm-hmm.
that's even bigger.
Yeah.
procrastination.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's what,
Definitely.
like, if it's something I just don't want to do,
Yeah.
oh, I will push that.
Yeah.
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 off.
And that's what I was thinking too as you were talking, because I've heard people say maybe, and we might have talked about this when we were talking about habits, developing better habits or whatever. Like scheduling the things you dread doing, but you got to do right before doing something that you enjoy. So it's almost like that next activity is a breather. Well, even if it's just walking afterwards, I'm going to take me a nice walk or whatever, but just having it back to back so that it's like, okay, I got something to look forward to. Once I get this over with, I have something amazing to look forward to, or something relaxing or whatever it might be. And then hopefully that'll kind of motivate you to not procrastinate and just get it out the way. Oh Lord.
I've tried that.
Okay.
Because, like, I'll do the thing that I don't want to do, and then my reward would be going in the kitchen and getting a cookie.
Okay.
But see, after I eat the cookie, I bring the cookie back to my space. And then once I eat the cookie, I get so enthralled and just, cookie's so good. Then I have to get back up, go get another cookie. So then it just,
Okay, well, don't do cookies then.
Just get 2 cookies.
I know,
next
but
time.
either get 2 cookies.
Yeah,
or 3.
2 cookies.
I mean, have it to your heart's content. Just go walking afterwards. After you eat all those cookies, go walking at some point.
Okay.
Or get on your thing. What you got? The little
the walking pad.
Yeah, the walking pad.
Okay.
There you go. So then you can enjoy your cookie and then walk while you're working or whatever. So yeah. So okay, we'll try this. And y'all have suggestions for me to enjoy the process more, because I think really that is my biggest issue. Just putting stuff. Well, I'll do it, but I'm torturing myself as I'm doing it.
Instead of saying I want it to be perfect, say you want it to be right.
Okay, I like that.
So
But
that
that
way,
stresses me out too.
but the perfect thing is off the table.
Okay, no perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try
Like this is the point is across. People can understand it.
Okay.
This is looking like it should look,
Okay.
but it doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay. I'm gonna
It just
try
needs to
that.
be right.
Okay, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
And I would say get you like a little jar of like desensitizing affirmations. So
Aw.
when you feel that you put something on and it's not perfect and you like, oh my God, I'm getting anxious, dig in that jar and get that out and read it.
No, I like that. Okay. I like that.
So,
I
yeah,
like that.
got it.
Okay. Let me try that.
I've been
Or
karate chop the jar.
or get you a little sticky pad, and when you're feeling anxious, just write down something positive.
Yeah. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have me a little journal, affirmation journal. I do have that. So
Yeah.
I like that. Thank you.
I like those ideas.
I do too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Sure.
Hopefully this was helpful to you all. So we'll continue the conversation, but please give us some of your feedback on what has worked for you with procrastination, perfectionism, all those things that kind of make you want to like run from things you have to do. And we'd love to hear it. So, and also remember to guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life.
Hello. Welcome to the Nerds Corner. Let's get nice and comfortable and all the good things. So, of course, I'm not going to stick on topic. Well, a little bit. Because we all know now this time of year, it's springtime is upon us. And I want to talk about, I've already touched on the subject of allergies, and I talked about using the honey to kind of help a remedy. Well, I want to talk about nasal rinsing. And have either of you partaked in the activity?
It's been a long time, but yes.
Did it help you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you. No.
I think I was prescribed a nasal thing for my allergies, and I was like, I don't want to stick anything up my nose. I might have tried it once or twice, but I know.
Okay.
I wasn't consistent.
The prescription one is a steroid, and I was kind of on that one for several years, and I gained so much weight from that, and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I'm exercising, I don't really eat bad. It's like, where's all this weight coming? I ballooned up to 180 something pounds.
That's interesting.
Like, yeah, so I was on Flonase.
Okay.
And actually I was on two. I was on Flonase, and it started with a B. So I was on 2 nasal sprays. And I said, you know, me being the tree hugger, like, why am I sitting here taking this stuff? And I know that there's natural ways to do this. So have you guys ever heard of a neti pot?
Yes.
Okay. No.
A neti pot. It looks like a cute little teapot.
Okay.
Or a
But it's
gravy boat.
up.
It looks like a gravy boat.
Yeah, a gravy boat.
Okay.
And so what it is you just you make your own little, there are certain brands that sell these, but you could just take some regular, like, table salt and mix it in some water, let it dissolve. The water got to kind of be warm. And you let it dissolve, and you pour it in this little pot. It has a long spout. I was trying to, it was right. I was trying not to go there, but it has a little spout, and you have to kind of cock your head to either direction, which side you're trying to irrigate. And you just cock it to the side, and you want to kind of hold the side that you're leaning on, and you take the neti pot and you pour the water or liquid into your other free nostril. And it's going to wash out all the dust and the pollen and all the things that you have up in there that shouldn't be up in there. But it has to flow out of your nose into the sink.
Okay.
And it takes a while to get used to it, because sometimes it'll go down your
Right. That's what I'm thinking immediately. Like,
So you drowning yourself.
so you have to get used to it.
Okay.
But there's something that I use, which there's certain brands that I tell you guys, and you too, always read anything that you're going to put in your body. But there are brands that are somewhat better than others that don't have a lot of chemicals in it. And this is one that I use, Cinex by Vicks. And it only has, I don't have my glasses on, purified water and sodium chloride. I used to use, Arm & Hammer has one. It's in a yellow can. But these are saline rinses. And it's a fine mist. Basically what you do is, shake the can up. And like I said before, whatever side you're working on, stop that side up. Stick it not all the way up, but just right in the tip of the rim. And you want to squeeze, and that mist comes out. And it goes in.
That. That's fun.
But this one,
Do it again.
you don't have, I like this because you don't have the liquid.
Exactly.
But
because that
you kind of want to lean forward when you do this. Don't ever lean back or sit up. You want to lean forward, spray, and then kind of wiggle your nose, and then immediately get a tissue and blow.
Okay.
So that it'll. This helps with congestion, but it also frees up the other stuff. But it goes in there and gets all the things and grabs, and it sticks to it. And then when you blow, all of it comes out.
Looks like a nice little rain mist.
Yeah, this one is an ultra fine. They have ultra fine. They have different types of mist.
Okay.
I like the ultra fine because it's not so involved. You're not because it gets all up in here and it's making you water and your tear and all the things.
Okay.
But you had said something during your episode, your segment when I was telling you about the microwave lady.
Yeah.
You said, what does the friends that the
broke best friends?
Yeah.
So I
Can
have
you
a
use?
solution for the
Okay, thank you.
So this is a little contraption. I got this from the drugstore. It was like $3, and basically it's the same concept. You make your little mixture of salt and warm water, mix it together, and you want to pour it in this hole right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to tip it, and it's going to come out of this end, which this end goes into your nostril.
Mm-hmm.
And so you see that if you tip it too high, it's going to come back out. So you have to lean your head over, put it in, and let it do it that way.
Okay.
And so that's kind of a cheap alternative. This will run you about $6, but I don't normally have to use it daily. It does say safe for daily use.
Okay.
I don't have to. I'll use it maybe once a week.
Okay.
At the top or the peak of pollen season,
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably have to use it twice, maybe 3 times a
Okay.
week. And this bottle lasts me several months.
Mm.
So it's not something that, you're going to constantly have to replenish
Right.
because,
Okay.
it runs out. But this is just, like I said, this is $2-3 that I got from the dollar store. And they have all different types of little contraptions that you can use to do a nasal rinse.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
So, try it out. If you have allergy issues or congestion,
Definitely. Yeah.
even you don't even have to use this during allergy in pollen season, spring. You can use this if you just have issues with congestion
Mm-hmm.
or you have a little child. Well, it's going to be hard for the little kids
Yeah.
to miss going up their nose.
Right.
But if you have a child that's,
Old
don't
enough.
really,
Little
Yeah.
devil.
this is a good thing. But you just have to remember to blow your nose
Right.
afterwards to
Okay.
get everything out. So some other things that can help with the pollen and all the itchy eyes and all of that is, like vacuuming and wiping down your furniture on a regular, because people don't understand that you sit on it and it collects dust, it collects hairs, it collects the particles from the food that you cook. A lot of people don't understand it. When you're cooking your food, you just think the smell permeates the house. No, you have actual particles from your food that gets in the air.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling us about my particles.
Open your windows.
Now, I wouldn't suggest, a lot of people do say open it, but for me, I don't open my windows because you're inviting in the pollen. My job is to try to
not
get it out.
not during pollen season.
Yeah,
no,
or springtime in general.
Yeah, no.
I tend to not open
Yeah.
my windows. Also, get your carpet sanitized and clean.
Yeah, that's smart.
On a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
If you have carpet. Your hardwood floors, try to, dust them on a regular.
That's
We know a guy, in case you needed your carpet sanitized, we do know a guy.
Yeah, we know a guy.
We can recommend someone.
Yes, we know a guy. Yes, and the guy that was just inspecting the floors.
And another thing around the house that people forget about? Their curtains.
Oh yeah,
Curtains.
yeah.
Take your curtains down.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you really want to hear from
Oh
me,
gosh, how
you
soon?
should be laundering your curtains the same
People
as
don't.
the way you launder your sheets.
No,
People don't. I just do that.
Some
it's
people don't.
seasonal or yearly for me.
No.
Oh, you mean like as often as you launder your
Wash
sheet?
your-
Oh, you gotta climb up there, get them down, climb back down,
That's okay.
wash
They
them,
have step stools.
climb back up there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well,
Or you know what you can do? I got a solution for you. So you can make a little cleaning solution. Put a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of baking soda. Not a lot because you're gonna have the volcano effect. Get some boiling water. Get you a bottle that will give you a fine spray mist. Spray the curtains down. And if you don't have the coins to buy a steamer, like a clothes steamer, get an iron and hold it up to the curtains and steam clean it.
Hold on, I'm clumsy.
Oh, Lord.
There we go.
I don't know.
We're gonna spray. We just gonna spray. That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna steam.
Yeah, so you don't have to take them down and lock them.
Yeah.
You can do it that way. You can steam. Or like the steamer I use to clean the refrigerator, you can use one of those. And just steam them because the heat from the steam will sanitize them.
Yeah. You can use the steamer for your furniture too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So another thing I want people to be mindful of is some people. So let me ask you this. So I had company over. My next door neighbor came over, and my dishes in sink and kitchen are cleaned with a dish rag or cloth. And he was like, "Oh my God, we use sponges. Do you know how bacteria infested dishcloth is?" And I'm like, "It's not as infected as a sponge."
Yeah.
People don't understand.
I know.
That.
I've heard people say that too.
A sponge is so dangerous if you're not replacing them like you should.
Right.
And honestly, they're not good for the earth because you got to replace it, so it's going to go sit in a landfill for eons. So it's more
just clean. You just change
effective,
and
it's better for the environment if you use a
dishcloth.
Yeah.
And you can wash your dishcloth. Just wash it in the dishwasher.
Exchange it. Exactly. But he said, I could put my sponge in the dishwasher. Okay, but you're taking your bacteria-filled sponge and putting in a clean area where your dishes are going to go. No, the dishes don't have bacteria on them. They have food on them. How often are you cleaning out your dishwasher?
Okay,
you're putting the bacteria in the dishwasher.
Oh, God.
So, households, dishwasher, dish rag, or a sponge?
Dish rag.
Most of the time, wash it. Yeah, I use a dish
I'm a dishcloth too.
Yeah.
But that was kind of my next thing. If you're using sponges, just make sure you're changing them periodically. I would say at least once a month.
Are sponges actually sponges, like from the ocean sponges?
Well, nowadays, they're probably man-made because, I doubt if you do, they're very expensive. Yeah. Because you can find like the real sponges in the hardware store.
I don't want to, but I'm just it's kind of gross to me.
Yeah, I think it's chemically infested stuff now that they make off as sponges.
Oh, definitely. Because the colors aren't even natural. I mean, I know you can, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So another thing that you can be mindful of, and Toya picked on me about this in the early part of our show, was cleaning your baseboard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Because you have to understand when you open your door, your baseboards kind of get that first of everything that's coming through the door, from the dust kicked up by your feet and your shoes to, so just a simple wipe down. You can even take your broom. Take your broom and you can kind of spray it with like some cooking oil, not saturated down, but just a little bit. Spray it with some cooking oil and just take
this girl polishing the baseboards.
And just so you're doing two things at once.
Okay.
Dusting and polishing at once.
Well, what's the Swifter thing? I love them because the
not good for the environment.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. But I'd rather use that than to use a mop.
But you can use the broom.
I'm talking about the ones that have the wet things to go with them. So, and then the pole
I was
stick
just about
thing.
to give you a solution.
Okay, go ahead. Give me a solution.
You can take an old used t-shirt, tie it around your broom, spray it.
Right. But I'm not using that to mop my floor.
I'm sorry?
I'm not using that to mop my floor.
But we're talking about cleaning the baseboard.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The Swifter is what I use.
To clean your baseboard and your floor?
Yes, because you can change the little wet things.
Separate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The little wet things, cloths, you can change them. So when you're ready to clean your baseboard, you put a fresh clean one up there and you clean your baseboard.
You're making her sick because she just said they're not good for the environment. Now you're using two of the little...
I'm so sorry. Because, what you use a regular mop? You use like the old school mop? What you use to clean your floors with?
I use a steam mop that has a washable cloth cover.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I did have one of those, but,
But
sorry.
As far as, and I also have this cute little, it's by Scrub Daddy. if y'all have ever heard the brand.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
a sponge. Well, it's not really a sponge because when it gets wet, when it gets dry, it turns really, really hard. So you have to wet it to soften it up.
Mhm.
And you just take it, and this thing grips that dust on those.
Oh.
So you just take it and wipe it right on. You don't have to do any scrubbing. You just take it and wipe it, and it's rigid.
Okay.
And so I guess maybe the ridges is
Okay.
what picks up the dirt off the
Okay.
baseboard.
I like
So
that. Has a handle?
Nope.
Oh, so we gotta bend down.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I bet you can use your Swiffer with the T-shirt idea.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're not just wasting
Yeah.
it, and then
Because
just
they
make
do
your
have some that
own.
are not dry too. They have the ones that are just, but you know, I know what you're saying because you got to keep buying them, and it's
Yeah,
It's not
Yeah.
cost effective.
I'm guilty of the Swiffer, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
didn't think about a T-shirt, cutting up an old T-shirt,
Yeah.
and then you can just wash that baby.
Yeah,
and
that's
keep
true.
reusing
Or
it.
washcloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll think about that. I'll work on that. Yeah.
And my last thing I want to talk about that you should clean, you should be doing it more often than just the springtime, is your mattress.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, baking soda is our friend. You
Mm-hmm.
can take a little baking soda and sprinkle it on and get 90%, 70 to 90% isopropyl alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
or you can use the low-end version of some vodka.
Oh, okay. I don't know if nobody want to waste their vodka on
The low end version,
The
not
low
the,
end
not the
version,
good
okay.
stuff.
Not the good stuff.
And
Okay.
spray it after you sprinkle the baking soda and let it sit for a good maybe 20, 30 minutes and then vacuum it up. And that gets rid of the dead skin cells that are on your mattress. It gets rid of the oils and all the things that we cannot see with the naked eye that are there, and it's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
So you put the baking soda on first,
Yes.
and then you spray.
But don't spray a heavy spray.
Okay,
It's like a
I
mist.
missed.
Just
Okay,
a couple of sprays.
wait.
And then
How long do we wait again?
about 20, 30 minutes.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
vacuum it
So
up.
you should do that with your pillows too. Then I'm assuming.
Well, on the pillows, I have allergen covers. They're
Okay.
you can get them from the store.
Oh
They're
yeah.
like maybe $7-8.
Okay.
Some are more expensive if you really want to get,
Mm-hmm.
and you can they zip up.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
those.
just
They have
a-
them for your mattress too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
they
well, I
do.
just have a regular mattress cover.
Okay.
But yeah, just take them off, and I put them in the sanitized cycle on the dryer.
Okay.
Because they have like a
You got a sanitize cycle on your dryer?
yeah.
Oh, never seen one of those before.
She got the boozy dryer.
I still got
Why my dryer
I still got the 90s dryer.
Why my dryer got to be bougie? But you can. They have this like I don't know if that's what keeps the allergens. It's like a film or covering.
Okay. Yeah, I
And
know what
I
you're
did
talking
that
about.
one
Yeah.
time and put them in the washing machine, and it
Messed it up.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
messed it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I just put it like I said in the sanitizing cycle
I'll
to
be dry.
get
Okay.
everything
Okay,
done.
Miss Smart.
So those
Okay.
are some tips to help you kind of start your spring cleaning for those who suffer from allergens.
Okay. Very
keep in
helpful.
mind.
Very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Heal With Us.
And remember, healing is a process, so take it one day at a time.
And remember, we are available across all social media platforms, all the places. I don't need to name them because I'm pretty sure if you've been watching, you know by now. But you can email us at healwithus3@gmail.com. Any questions, show ideas, topics, to just say hi, whatever you want to do. Use the email, okay?
Heal with us.
Heal with us.